Have you ever stopped to think about your thoughts? I mean, really think about them. What if they aren't just this random chatter going on in your head, but are actually the very tools you're using to build your future? Today, we're going to dive into this really powerful idea that every single thought is an active, creative force, and we'll break down exactly how you can start using that force to literally reshape your reality. This quote right here, it's the heart of everything we're about to cover. The idea is that every thought, every word you speak, isn't just a reaction to your day, it's a brushstroke. You are the artist, and right now, you're painting the life you're going to live tomorrow. So here's the journey we're going on today. First, we'll unpack this huge idea that your thoughts actually create your reality. Then we'll get into how to start listening to what you're thinking. After that, we'll talk about a key tool, affirmations, and how to put it all into practice. And finally, we'll cover the one thing that holds it all together: self-love. Okay, let's start with the big one, the foundational principle behind all of this. This isn't just some feel-good saying. It's a totally different way of looking at how we experience the world. Just let that sink in for a second. This is happening all the time, 24/7. The thoughts running through your mind right now are laying the groundwork for your future. And once you really get that, you realize you have a choice to make about how you use your mind. So really, it boils down to two modes. On one side, you've got unconscious thinking. This is kind of the default setting for most of us, right? We're just letting old habits and beliefs from childhood run the show. But on the other side, there's deliberate creating. This is when you wake up and decide to consciously choose your thoughts to build the life you actually want. So, how do you make that shift? How do you grab the steering wheel? Well, it all starts with one thing: awareness. It's so simple, but you can't change a pattern you don't even know you have. This is the first, absolutely crucial step. You know, our minds are like a radio that's always on in the background. We know it's there, but we rarely ever stop and actually tune in to hear what song is playing. We're just thinking. The first move is to just become an observer of your own thoughts. Here is a super simple but incredibly powerful tool. A few times a day, just pause, stop what you're doing, and ask yourself this question: would I like this thought to create my life? If the answer is no, boom, you've just caught it. That moment of awareness is everything, because it gives you the chance to choose a different thought. Okay, so once you start noticing your thoughts, you need a way to actively change them, and that's where affirmations come in. Think of them like planting new intentional seeds for the future you actually want to grow. So what is an affirmation, really? It's just a positive statement you make on purpose. The key is you say it as if it's already true. It's not about what is, it's about what you are choosing to create. You're basically telling your focus where to go. The best way to think about this is like you're planting a seed. You put the seed in the ground, and then you trust that it's doing its thing, right? You wouldn't dig it up every day to check on it. It's the exact same with affirmations. You state them, and then you have to trust that they're taking root in your mind. Now, you might be thinking, okay, I'm trying this, but it feels like it's not working. Well, let's look at the numbers. Imagine you say 3 positive things about prosperity today. I am a magnet for money, things like that. That's a great start, but what are you thinking the rest of the day? What if you follow up those 3 positive thoughts with 300 unconscious negative ones? I can't afford that, there's never enough, it's so hard to get by. Which set of seeds do you think is getting more attention? This is why just dabbling in positive thinking doesn't always cut it. So how do we tip the scales? How do we make positive thinking our default mode? It all comes down to building new habits, new daily rituals. Let's get into some practical steps. Okay, this exercise, it sounds so simple, but for a lot of us, it can be incredibly difficult. Looking yourself in the eyes and saying I love you can bring up all sorts of resistance. And that's actually why it's so powerful. It helps you bypass all that self-criticism and send a message of acceptance straight to your core. Seriously, give it a try. It can be a total game changer. And hey, besides the mirror, here's some other great habits. Start and end your day with affirmations. Make a point to feel grateful for what's already good in your life. And here's a really cool one. Pick a topic, like money or relationships, and just write down everything you believe about it. You might be shocked at the unconscious stuff that comes up, and then you can turn those negative beliefs into new positive affirmations. And let's just double down on gratitude for a second. It really does work like a magnet. When you genuinely feel thankful for what you have, you send out this powerful signal that you're ready for more. It creates this amazing positive feedback loop. So we've talked about the tools, the techniques, the how-tos,
But honestly, none of it will ever fully take root without the right foundation. This last piece is the fertile soil where all this positive change can actually grow.
You can try to fix problems on the surface all day long, but if deep down your core belief is, I don't deserve good things, you're always going to be fighting an uphill battle. It's like trying to grow a beautiful garden in toxic soil. The real work always starts with healing that feeling of not being good enough. And we need to be really clear about what self-love actually is. It is not vanity or being a narcissist. That's ego. True self-love is self-worth. It's that quiet, deep down knowing that you are a valuable person who deserves respect just as you are. And when you start to build that self-worth, everything changes. You just stop beating yourself up all the time. You stop saying nasty things to yourself. You start treating yourself with respect. And as you put out that new energy, that new vibration, you'll be amazed at how life starts treating you differently in return. And this kind of brings us full circle. The ideas we've talked about today, they're actually very, very simple. It's our own old beliefs in complicated stories that make everything feel so hard. But the core principle itself couldn't be more straightforward. So let's bring it all home. This is the one big idea. Your thoughts create your life. It really is that simple. And when you truly, deeply get that, you stop being a victim of your circumstances, and you become the deliberate creator of your own experience. In the end, this isn't just a bunch of interesting information. It's an invitation. The creative power is already in your mind, right now. So the only question left to ask is the one on the screen. How are you going to use it?